Welcome to my channel on Cat Africa Live, a channel that brings you insights of African politics. Yeah, so I'm always promising my viewers I'll be here every evening for live, but most of the times some things happens that doesn't make it possible. So today, for now, I won't be promising, but anytime I have any precious time, I will try to come on live for us to discuss about something that will help build our community in Africa and also help link our other African who are in diaspora. And recently, I traveled to my hometown. And I had a whole lot of discussion with I have a whole lot of discussion with friends concerning some issues that popped up at my hometown. We went to church. Those who has followed me for some time now knows that somewhere last year my grandmother passed away and we went for the funeral, but this time it was exactly a year, and when it's exactly a year we go and remember her, or there is tradition that we normally performed. So this made me go to my hometown, and when I went there on Sunday, we were supposed to go to church, and when we went to church, after church, some few friends had a very great conversation with me, and it was an interesting conversation which I want to bring it to this platform for us to discuss. One thing they realized at our hometown, which normally here we call it village, but it's not that village. One thing they realized is that how come our small hometown has ultra modern churches? How come these hometowns have ultra modern churches, but those in the churches are the old women whom we have left behind in the place? Our hometown has these ultra modern churches, but one thing we have realized is the youth, all the youths in the village are no more there. They have all run away from our village to the big city to look for money. So it has left, or we have left all these ultra modern churches in our village, and we have all moved to Accra to come and look for money. So how come all the church has built all these ultra modern facilities, but the town, our hometown, has become empty, and Sunday when you go to the churches, it's only left with the old women, our grandmothers and our mothers, who are always at the church. So this discussion appeared, and we decided to have a conversation with it. And one thing that came out is that it seems the churches did not help to build the community. The churches did not help to build the communities, because if the churches were our backbone when we were growing up, everything we were doing, we were associating with the church. Every activities that was happening in these villages were linked to the church. It was the church that were building the community. So we had, what do we call it? We had children's service. We were attending Presby primary. We were attending Presby institutions. I mean Presby schools. So everything was linking to the church. So if today the church are building ultra modern facilities, but there are no jobs, so it has led the people in the village run away from these communities and are now looking for greener pasture in different towns, and it has left the church in the hands of the old women and our mothers and grandmothers, and you cannot even find a single youth at the church. Then I think the church hasn't done enough to build a well-meaning community that will help bridge the gap between poverty and riches, or poverty and wealth living. Let me put it in that manner. Someone is please with this discussion, I'll also love for everybody to also add their input. So if you write any comment, I will read it. So I have seen swagger out content. You are serving the wrong God. Okay. Sun 360. Yep. This man is telling us the truth. Brother, the church has sold us out. Brother, we have to depend upon the most highest. That is true. So in our village, you can see we have built ultra modern churches, but there are no attendees because majority of the people that attend these churches, especially the youth that will help build the church, or the youth that will help build the community, has all run away to go and seek for greener pasture in the big city. So we came out that it seems the church has failed us. The church has failed us because the church, our presby, I'm a Presbyterian. I'm a Presbyterian, and one thing we have in our village or in our township is Presbyterian has a huge acres of land. We had a huge acres of land, but we don't even have a single farm, maybe orange farm, maybe pineapple farm, maybe a single farm that we can say that, okay, in this community, what we are going to do is let's have some farm so that the community can also work in these farms, and it will also help us to generate some money that will help build this community. Let's build maybe a small factory, even a pure water factory. Let help build a pure water factory in these small towns so that these people who are in this town can get some money out of, because when you build a pure water factory, whatever happens, you need workers. You need people who work in these companies, and this is going to help. This is going to create employment to most of the people in this town, and they will live in this town to help build the community. But the church has not set up a single even farm to build these communities, and they are always just, when you go there, it's all about money, and this has led a lot of young ones or the youth to run away to Accra to seek for greener pastures. And it was a very sad story because what I saw was people community they find themselves in. The church are investing themselves, because when we went there, they were going to build a conference center. The church is going to build a conference center in a community that has not progressed, in a community that we found it exactly like how we were there when we were young. So what we went to do is, I went there recently. I went with my classmates for us to do some contribution to students who can't afford to buy exercise book. We did a contribution, and we wanted to find a way of helping our township. But what we realized is the church are only focusing on themselves. They are not focusing on the community. They are only focusing on themselves. So they are about to build a conference center for only church activities. But maybe for them to create maybe a single factory that will help employ the youth, so that they won't travel to Accra to make ends meet. That has never happened, and we realized these are maybe the factors that has led to only what do we call it? Only old women and our grandmothers and our mothers who are now in the church, because everyone seems should have run away from this from the town. Everyone has run away from the town and is going to seek for greener pasture somewhere to come and feed their family. I want to read some of the comments. Woodrow Llewellyn, this is so true. It held us back. It has really held us back. And San 360, brother, you have demon participation in your live stream. Okay, we need the true teachings of Christ in the church. Where is the demon? Okay, brother, you are doing great. Live stream. Okay, so I want everybody can share his mind. Do you think religion has helped build Africa? Do you think religion has helped build Africa? That's the question I can ask. Do you think religion has really helped build Africa? Because what I saw just last week in my hometown, the discussion that went on between me and my friends, we realized that our church, or the churches that we used to attend, and everything that we were working on, everything that we have participate when we were young is no more what we saw there. Yes, now the church has progressed. They have built a serious. No, it has not. Thanks. That was Lawrence Strickland. No, it has not. Thank you, everyone who put in their comment. I'll read. So I'll be happy if you share your thoughts. If you think the church has helped build Africa, we will be happy. But one thing we have realized is Africans are more religious than even those who brought us the religion. Sometimes they tell us the whites came to find the religion here, and they decide to take it and go and brand it different way to bring it to us. But the type of religion we are experiencing in Africa, where it is all about money, it's all about wealth. They only preach about wealth. They only preach about they have even stopped preaching about salvation. Now everything is about wealth. I don't think that is religion that will help build a very great continent like Africa. What we saw in our hometown, I'm using my hometown as an example because that is where I have experienced this type of behavior. We realized our church, which is Presbyterian Church, they are building ultra modern facilities, but the community they find themselves in keep retrogressing. We are going backwards. You can't find new buildings in this community. You can't find anything. The only thing you can find at the place is beautiful churches. So we were asking ourselves, why can't our churches put up factories that can help employ their church members, so that most of the community won't travel outside to seek for their greener pastures? Why can't the church try to get themselves involved in building the community? We are not doing that. We are only looking for money. we are only looking for people who contribute to the church. One funny thing that also happened at the church, we went there and we went to do a donation to our old school, which is the junior high school. We went there to do a donation, and we invited our old teachers to come and give a talk, which we use them as a resource people to come and have some talks with the young ones for them to understand that whatever happens, they have to come back home and support their old school. So we gave some honorable men some chance to also advise the youth. And the Presby pastor came to also have his own speech, and one thing that he contributed, the only thing he was asking for is for us to come and help build some facilities at the church. He didn't say, oh, I have realized that the town is becoming empty, the community is becoming empty, so I will wish you people will try to bring in investment to come and create maybe some factory, so that this factory will help employ the youth, so that they won't travel after school, they won't travel out there to go and seek for greener pasture, so that the town will keep becoming empty. They did not say that. They were just asking us to come and help them build some facility which will not even add anything progressive to the community. It's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about wealth. How can't we help build our community? So let me read more comments. So San 360, the Lord will not cuddle you, yeah. And Lawrence Strickland, black churches that I know here in America have not done anything for the black communities. That is what we have realized. We have been religious. We have been religious for years. We have been religious for decades. But the church do not put up anything to help their community. The church do not put up anything to help their community. It's very sad, because what we saw, because like on a normal day, on a normal day in my hometown, when you go there, you are going to think that place is a cemetery. That place is a graveyard. You are going to see an empty town. Everyone has run away from this town. They have run away, and I'm telling you, the truth is, if everyone that have run away to Accra, majority even wish they can run back home. But because when they go back home, they have nothing doing. They are going to suffer. They are going to be hungry. So they can't even go back home. So if they were going to find a job that will pay them a peanut, they should have survived in these communities, because majority of these small communities are farm towns. It's farm towns. So when you are there, you are not going to go hungry. You are going to find easy food, cheap food. You are going to find food crops. Even you can be working whilst weekend. You can be doing your own farms, and you are not going to stay hungry. So if you are even going to be paid peanuts, you are still going to survive. And majority should have run away back to the village to go and work there. But what do we see? The church keep building ultra-modern facilities in these small towns. But when you look around, there are no factories. But we have land. We have huge land. I don't think everything have to be solely relied on government. The society can also do something to help themselves. The society can do something to build to build something that will help support people in these communities. It doesn't have to be only about the government who have to come and put up factories. We have a beautiful place. We have a green landscape that we can do a whole lot of things we need. We can be planting what do we call it? We can be planting oranges. We can be investing in pineapples. We can be investing in a whole lot of things. And this thing should have been the church investment that should have also even be generating money for the church and also help employ the community. But all this does not work. And this is only my hometown. This is only my hometown. We have small towns in Ghana that are facing the same problem. We have small towns in Ghana that are facing the same problem. That is why Africa, the progress in Africa has become stagnant, because we don't help ourselves. So I can see somebody called Jackie, invest in yourself. Yes, yeah, we should have our community. We should have invested in ourselves. We should have invested in ourselves, because we can't rely on the government. That has really not helped build a strong communities in Ghana. Majority, so everybody is rushing to the big city. Everybody is running away to the big city. So the big cities are choked. The big cities are choked. I'm telling you, majority want to run away back to their villages, but they know when they go there is nothing for them to be doing. There is nothing for them to be doing. But when you go there, one associations or one institutions that can bring people together, one institutions that can put up things in place, because they can put up money and build ultra-modern churches. They can put up money to build conference centers. They can put up money to do a whole lot of things. Are the churches? But the churches has not put up money to say, okay, let's have a farm. Let's have an orange farm. Let's have a pineapple farm. Let's have an apple farm, so that people can work. Our congregations can work there and feed themselves. And I was even saying that if the church should have created all this, should have been able to found all these farms, it will also help these old women who are just in these towns, and these old women I'm talking about who has left in this village, most of them, their children are also not doing good in Accra, so they hardly send them money. And most of them, when you go there, they will be begging for money. They will be asking for money. So these farms should have also served as a place, even if they are old men, if they are old men and women, if they are there to just uproot, what do we call it, be weeding the places, or just been uprooting roots from the oranges or from all this, they should have been fetching their money every day. They should have getting something to eat, because they don't do anything there. They are just there waiting for their children to send them money. They can't, now they are old, so they can't even go to farms. And there is nothing in these villages. There is nothing there for them to succeed with. So I have been asking myself. We talked. We really discussed. And I discussed with my friends, and me, I decided to put up some structures that I can also help build my community. So I decided to come up with, we want to create a festival. We have a very beautiful festival which has also been abandoned, but every year we celebrate it. So I want us to find a way of monetizing this festival and sending it to my hometown. So we have started building the proposals to help resurrect this festival, so that during the festival is a whole week. During these festivals, we can bring in a whole lot of people to come and invest in these towns, because Ghana is not only in Accra. This place I'm talking about is just 40 minutes from Accra. But you go there, you will think this place is like 100 hours 100 hours from Accra. So I'm trying to build this festival. I'm trying to build this festival, which it will start. I think we will start our first event next year, June. We are trying to build the proper festivals that can be monetized. So during the festival, if you are selling something, you are going to make your money. Whatever you are going to do in this community, it is going to fetch you some money. Because we realize that the church institutions, the religious institutions are there and they cannot help. So it's an ordinary people, we have to invest in ourselves to create all this, to make the place vibrant. So Jackie, invest in yourself. Yeah, Jackie, again, you have a beautiful culture. Create items. Jackie, good idea. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to send all this investment, and we find a way. It's going to be a very difficult thing. It's going to be a very difficult thing, and even I will need collaborations from my viewers. Anyone who want to collaborate for us to set up this festival, I'm going to be happy. Anyone who because we want to invest in our culture. It's about time. Africa, we need to invest in our culture. Ghana, we have a very beautiful culture, which is amazing. So we have to invest in our culture, and we have to project our culture, and monetizing our culture is one thing that we lack in Ghana. We have not really monetized our culture that can fetch people money, and that is one thing that I want to do in my hometown next year, and I will really need collaborations that can help build this successful festival next year. I have started building proposals. I want to send to few companies that will also come and help. Because when I went there, I was like, when we were young, this community was vibrant. This community was vibrant. And we used to celebrate this festival. We used to well celebrate this festival. So when I went there and I realized all these things has been abandoned because no one is coming home. No one, the youth. We use youth to build a community, and if all the youths are running away to the big city, who is going to build this community? So my first chapter after building the proposal is how to organize all the youth in my hometown. How to organize all the youth in my hometown on one platform so that we can invite them all when this festival is set to take over. Because the town keep going back, the church keep progressing, but the town is retrogressing. The community is retrogressing. The town, there is no new roads, there is no new buildings. It's only the old buildings you can't find. But you go there and the church, we have beautiful churches in this town. So that is why my friend asks, how come we have all these beautiful facilities? How come we have all these beautiful facilities, but we can't, the religious group can't come together and say, oh, let's do farming in these villages. Let's do farming in these villages to support the community. Someone is called Truth. He said religion is personal. Okay, I hope if you can go further for me to understand what you mean by religion is personal. Because what I realized is beliefs and faith are personal, but religion has turned out to be an association. Religion has turned out to be an association because we have thousands of people that participate in churches. When they go to church, they go in masses. we have huge numbers that goes to churches. So it's more like an association than individual. So if an association also come together, they can build something for themselves. The community that contributes to the building of this community can also contribute to build, what do we call it? To build factories. They can build, they can invest in farms that can help build the community. So if they can contribute to build ultra modern churches, they can also contribute to build factories. And the factory is not for the town, the factory will be for the church. They are going to benefit from the church, because if we are going to say religion is maybe personal and we have to let people believe in whatever they believe in, but they will be demanding money from the community to build churches. They will be demanding money from the community to do things that will not benefit the community. Only thing that will happen is you'll be building beautiful facilities, but you are always going to have an empty facilities. No one is going to occupy that facility. That's what is happening in our village. You have to find a way of keeping the people there. You have to find a way of having an impact in the community. Isn't it a shame that somebody will come to your hometown and will make a comment like, I was not expecting this church in your hometown. Yes, that is exactly how one of my friends said. I was not expecting. He was a visitor, and he made a comment like, I was not expecting this church in your hometown. That means the church has grown than the village. The church has developed. The church has progressed, but the people in the town has never progressed, because you can't find any better houses in that house. You can't find any factory in that town. You can't find anything in that particular town. The town is empty. You can only find people when there is an occasion. And the occasion, I don't even mean maybe the festival or anything. People only attend funerals when their family member dies. That is when you find people in the town. People only attend funerals. People can't even afford to organize weddings. People can't even afford to organize. So the town has been left empty. And we can't go on like this. That is why I realized I can also keep on blaming people of not doing their part. So let me also add my quota. And my quota that I can help is resurrect the festival that is in the town. And at least that festival, within that week, we can monetize this festival for people to gain some money in this town. It is going to create a well economic environment that people are going to benefit, because festival comes with revenue, and the revenue only won't go to the organizers. The revenue also go to the people who are in these towns. That is the fact. And that is why I also want to add my quota. If the church cannot do it, let us do it ourselves. Let's build. And after building the festival, if the festival becomes successful, now we can also project to other activities that will make the town lively. So do you think the church also can help build the continent? One thing I have been saying it, and I'll always say is, we shouldn't follow the path, or we shouldn't follow the manual that were brought to us to follow when it comes to churches. We shouldn't follow that manual. We should use the church to build our own kind of progress. We should use the church to build our own kind of progress, because we can't be following what the white man brought to us. We should use the church to make an impact in our community. We shouldn't just be using it to take money from our community, be taking money from our community. Sometimes we should also use the church to add our quota to the community. We have to use the church to make sure the church is helping the progress of that community. That is what I have never seen it. When they came, they formed, they came with some schools that we have benefited from it, but we have to take more steps that will help us to build a great community, a strong community. We can't just be stuck on one manual that is now archaic. We have to progress, and the church can lead us to do this. So Jackie said the church should, if the heart and spirit was in the right place. I can relate to what you are saying. Thank you. And Lawrence Sickland, build our own and leave Europeans alone and keep them away. They stole enough. Yeah, and there is one thing also I found it interesting. Presbyterian Church was brought to Ghana by the Europeans and the Basel Mission. And somewhere few years ago, I asked one of the leaders of the church, and I realized even the Presbyterian Church up till that, some like 3 years ago or something, were still sending money to Basel. They were sending some money to Basel in Switzerland. They were sending them money that I don't know whether is a token for them to be, because of they have set up a church in Africa, but they were still sending money because they think the church is for them and they have to make money out of it. So recently, people has been discouraged by going to church. You get it? People has been discouraged by going to church. So let me read this from Edward Mitchell. Edward Mitchell, here is what you need to know about religion, and that is Yahweh never gave man religion, but only gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments for us to keep forever. That religion is man-made. Yeah, that's true. The religion is man-made, and what I realize is it is set up in a way like a business. It is set up in a way like a business. Religion is a man-made, and it's set up in a way like a business, because any time you enter into churches, it's all about money. It's all about taking. It's all about taking. In Africa, I don't know if in your churches, maybe most of the times people who watch me, most are African Americans or the Africans in diaspora, and I've realized we have a lot in common. And what we have realized is churches has been taking. It's all about taking. It's all about making money, making the church like a business, running churches like business. But what we were expecting them is the impact that they should have made in our communities. Me, I'm expecting a lot from the church. I'm not only expecting churches to be taking money from the people. I'm expecting the church to also make a positive impact on the people. And very interestingly, we have few churches that has built hospitals. We have few churches that has built proper schools, but we don't have churches that are building factories. We don't have churches that are doing something to limit unemployment in our communities. We keep on doing things that will take money from doing things that will give back to the communities. And it's very sad. So, Jackie, as I'm saying, uh, anyone who is watching me, you should know that this live is in a way of I want to get direct contact with my viewers, and is this is how I'll use to know that the people who watch me are actually people, because sometimes you post a content and you are going to get like huge amount of views, like 200,000 views, and you are even not going to be able to reply all the comment. So I use the live to have a personal relationship with my viewers, and I'm always going to read your comment. I'm always going to read your comment, because this is the time I can have a direct access to my viewers, and I'm going to read your comment. I'm going to mention your name, and we are going to have a direct conversation. So anyone who is watching and feel like sharing his opinion, you can put in the comment box, and definitely I'm going to read it. So let's see Jackie again. It's here in the USA, so I separated years ago. Yes, that's true. And Nefertem, you are correct. Correct. Religion is indeed man-made. Free your mind and be great once more. Very true, very true. Edward Mitchell, it's good to see you putting out so much useful information, as I have been really paying attention to your videos now. Thanks. Thanks a lot for being my loyal viewer. Thanks a lot, Edward Mitchell. Lawrence Strickland, we are living under Europeans' way, not our own way. That's what is happening. That's you can imagine what is happening in Middle East and Europe. You can imagine what is happening there. These are people who brought us religion. These are people who brought us religion. And look at the way they are crashing themselves to death. We don't understand what is happening there. Now there is too much tension that is going on in this world. And these things are being caused by people with serious religious beliefs. If we monitor what is happening in Middle East, we will understand is Muslims against the Jews. If you go to European one, I don't know, is another different war altogether. So why can't the people who preach about democracy, who preach about morality, who preach about values, who preach about principle, cannot add the same thing? They cannot bring that thing on their table to know that not everything is about bombing each other. Now we are in the blink of ending the world, because what is currently happening in Middle East is we going to get in, if US go and support Israel, and now Russia go and support US go and support Israel, and Russia go and support Iran. We are in for maybe the end of the world, because what is happening is scary. What is happening out there is scary. And these are people who preach about morality. These are people who preach about values, principles, and look at what is happening. So it's about time Africa, we follow our roots. Africans, we follow how should I put? what will work for us. That is why we have been calling Africans in diaspora to come back home for us to build a progressive continent, for us to build a continent that will not entertain what is happening out there. Because what Europe and and Middle East is in the blink. We know we are all going to be affected, but what is happening out there is not something that encourage humanity. So let Africans channel our own path. Let us follow our own path. May I have been always preaching here that the democratic system we are practicing here, we have to drop it, because the leaders that are running the democratic system we are running in Africa here are puppets that has been put in place by the US, by the what do we call it, by the other European or the Western countries. These puppets are being controlled, and that has not helped these democratic systems. They are being controlled from the Western countries. So it's about time Africa, we channel our own beliefs, we channel our own political systems, we channel our own, we have to create our own thing and ignore what is happening out there. Because we need to build things for ourselves. We need to feed ourselves. We can't be dependent on aid. We can't be dependent on loans. We have to build things for ourselves. But at the moment, these Western countries has invested too much on political parties here that control the system. They have invested too much in the political parties in Africa, and they have been controlling the system. So those who have genuine heart, those who are patriots, patriotic people that are ready to serve the country, don't even get the chance. In every country, they will tell you two political parties that are strong. One political party will go and bribe some corrupt delegates to choose one leader. Another political party will do same, and they will bring them for the people to choose between who is more the most corrupt ones. That is what has been happening in Africa. And it's very sad. So I've been preaching, if we can discard the democratic system, if we can throw away the democratic system that has been imposed on us. Let me read this comment. Ganja farmer. The Muzungus did not exist when Yahuwah created man, not mankind. Irrefutable facts. Sometimes what is happening, what you are saying, sometimes I now been believing it, because when you come to Africa, any war you find in Africa are being manipulated by some Western country. You get it? Any conflict situation in Africa is being manipulated by some Western country. Countries that hasn't been manipulated, countries that hasn't been manipulated. You go to a lot of African countries and you realize it's a very peaceful country. Like Ghana here. Ghana, we have been wise not to go into this war, tribalism, or which being created by some people we know. When you come here is very peaceful. You go to Mauritius, peaceful. You go to Senegal, peaceful. You go to all these other African countries, very peaceful environment. But those who are always preaching democratic system, democracy, they are always fighting with another country. They are always fighting with another country. Edward Mitchell again. I am saying I'm reading more comments. So anyone who think you have any opinion, I'm reading more comments. And also, as I said earlier, I'm about to organize a very beautiful, culturally motivated festival in my hometown next year June. So anybody who want to partner, we need partners. Anybody who want to partner can contact me on catafricalive@gmail.com. On catafricalive@gmail.com. You can also go to my bio. You can find my number and you'll find my email address there. Send me message for us to collaborate. We want to create something unique in my hometown. Is a festival called Ohum Festival. We are going to showcase culture. We are finding a way of making the community lively. We are finding a way of bringing investment in this community, because that's the only quota we can add. We don't have the energy, we don't have the manpower to build factories and all that. But I know through this festival, inviting investment in this town, they are going to build factories and a whole lot, because we have town and it's very closer to the main capital of Ghana, Accra. It's just 40 minutes drive. So if that town can organize itself and we can organize this festival, you can I think they can get investment there. They are going to get factories there, which is going to benefit them, because there are huge amount of lands that are not being used for. No one is using it. It's just there. So let me read more content. So Edward Mitchell. So if you want to collaborate, anyone who want to collaborate or partner, you can go to my description or my bio, my description box or my bio. You can find my email address. You can also find my number. You can send me WhatsApp. You can send me Telegram. Just let talk, and let take it from there. So Edward Mitchell, sad to say a lot of this is the fault of my forefathers for not keeping their end of the covenant, as that God my people enslaved by way of ships and put under the curse of Deuteronomy. Yes, our forefathers trusted the wrong people. Our forefathers trusted the wrong people, and they betrayed them. They trusted the wrong people and they betrayed them, and they enslaved them and sent majority away. And the people who left in Africa, they colonized us and decided to wipe our history, to destroy our culture, to manipulate us and put their culture on us. And at the end of the day, we don't have culture, we don't have anything, we don't have any history, and they decided to make sure that Africa, only thing Africans believes in is their culture. That is one thing that, all this war happening in Israel, the war that is happening in Israel. Do you know majority of Africans think Israelis are Christians, and so they are praying for Israel, and they are praying for they are praying that Israel win. They don't even know the Jews don't believe or they don't give a hoot about the Jesus Christ which the Christians believe in Africa here. They don't know the Jews don't believe in that stuff. So because we have been brainwashed to think that Israel is a Christian. I mean, when I was growing up, people pray and they will be like, Israel, God of Israel. Yes, the perfect one. God of Israel, the whatever. So we thought, Israel is, one Christian country. But after reading and after I realized they are not even Christians. They are not even Christians. And we are here also worshiping someone ancestor. Africans, we had our own ancestor. We are also here worshiping different ancestor, and we are calling it, So it's about time. It's about time, Africa. We channel our path, our own path. We need the whole liberation, Africa. We need the whole liberation. We need to liberate ourselves. We need to liberate ourselves, Africa. We need some serious liberation. And through this liberation, it's only education. We have to educate them. We have to be talking like how I'm talking, for people to understand what is happening. We need a whole liberation. So let me read Jackie. Good meeting like-minded people. That's very good. Jackie. Robert Epps. As a matter of fact, Dr. Yakub made the Japanese people and the Chinese people too. Yeah, a lot of revelations are being said on this platform. Lawrence Strickland, yes, our ancestors got tricked bad and stole our history. Very true. Nefertem, you are correct. Yakub created them all. OB32, a long time. I agree. I think some of the message has been held. The people are watching, so some of the message have been held for review. So let me review. Yeah, they call Jesus a bastard, and they call Jesus. That was Robert Epps. They call the Jesus a bastard, and they say that his mother Mary was a whore. That's how they feel about Jesus. Yeah, okay. I think some words you mentioned has made the YouTube people hold that particular comment. So OB32, your videos are very informative. Please keep up the hard work. Thank you OB32. Long time. I trust you are doing great. I remember your name. Edward Mitchell. Here is what got me to awake to the truth, and that is the letter J was invented in 1478. That's making it impossible for our Messiah to be named Jesus. His name is and will always be Yahushua. Yes, that is what a lot of people have been saying. But what we are now doing, or we are now about to do, let's liberate ourselves. Let's find a way of enlightening people about the right path. We find a way of enlightening people about the correct path, so that they can also have open-minded. They can also be vigilant of the good ones and the bad ones. It's about time Africans or Africans in diaspora, we come together. I have another program that will come soon called Africa Links. The diaspora Africans, you have to come together, because we have been saying, and because this whole system, they have polluted us against the diasporans, and they have also projected some dislikes to the diasporans against Africans. So recently you can find Africans and Africans and African Americans fighting on Twitter, telling them we don't look alike. I don't see how African Americans don't look like Africans, but majority think they don't look like they don't look alike. Some think even they are indigenous in America, which all that, and me, I think I maybe some people, some blacks were already in US. I don't know. Even that thing is not a big deal. But to think all of them are not from Africa is also wrong. Majority of, I think, Africans in diaspora are actually from Africa, and if they trace their DNA, they trace their ancestral, whatever they call it, they will trace it back to Africa, and that normally makes us links. So it's about time Africa we link. We have to link together and make sure we do things together. We create our own world, because the people who are controlling the world are bent to destroy it. They are bent to destroy it right now. So Africans, let's channel our own system. Let's channel our own system of governance. Let's channel our own system of religion. We are spiritual people. We practice spirituality. Let's channel our own system of education. Let's channel our own system of different things. We can't keep on following the white man's world. We have to liberate ourselves. We have to understand the situation at hand, and let's focus on ourselves. Let's add our quota and make sure we have had an impact on this earth. And only place that you can feel belonging is Africa. That is one thing you should know. The Western countries has already developed their system. The Western countries, they have already monetized their innovatives. They have already monetized their ideas. They have already monetized whatever you want to create right now has already been done. But when you come to Africa, the opportunities are large. We have a whole lot of opportunities that can help you build your own innovative, build your own vision. In Africa, you can build everything from scratch and be proud of yourselves. That is why we keep telling people, move to Africa, because when you are out there, you are working for the government. When you are out there, you can't be your own entrepreneur. When you are out there, you cannot do anything. You can only be doing manual jobs. You can only be doing manual jobs. You can only be working for factory. You can only be working for companies. But in Africa, you can actually, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can be an entrepreneur. If you want to be a business owner, you can own a business in Africa. Just that our systems are not favorable like the Western countries. When you come, in one way or other, you are going to face electricity problem. But that electricity problem you are even going to face is another way of providing solution that is going to make you money. So any problems that you find yourself in, you find it in Africa, you are also going to have a solution that will fetch you money on that particular problem. Majority of people are now finding a way of investing in solar power, renewable energy. That is also another field. So anyone who want to move to Africa, just come, make your findings, find the problems, find the millions of problems, and try to solve one problem, and it's going to fetch you money. That is what the Indians, when they come to Africa, that is what they come and do. That is what, when Pakistanis come to Africa, that is what they do. They find one problem and they solve it. Indians realize that when they realize that Africans don't have supermarkets, they also want to fill the means of having supermarket. They started creating supermarket, and you can find ShopRite, you can find Melcom, you can find Koala. So any problems, you can just travel to Africa, any African country. You can go to Kenya, you can go to Namibia, you can go to Tanzania, you can come to Ghana, you can go to Nigeria. Go there, surf around the country, do your investigations. You are going to find a whole lot of problems. When you enter Africa, there are a lot of problems that are going to hit you. Find one of the problems and decide to solve that problems. And that is going to be the turning point of your life. So when you are coming, if you are coming to Africa, don't expect to be coming to live in luxurious apartment. We have luxurious apartments, very expensive ones though. We have luxuries. You know when you travel to Africa, you can decide to live like you are in US. You can decide to live like you are living in LA or you are living in New York. We have all that places in here. But don't come Africa with that mentality. Come here of adding solutions to problems, and you are going to add your quota to this economy, and you are going to make a lot of profit out of it. That's the things I have to say. I've talked enough. I've really talked enough, and I will thank everyone that joined me today for this live, on this live. Let me mention some names. So Robert Epps, thanks. He said the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us to set ourselves in heaven at once. Thank you. And I just received a comment. Belewa Alamau. I know your name. You are an African like mine. You're African. So he said, yes, my brother, I thank you for the blessing. Send me info so I can come there. Help me find a way. Uganda, thanks. Okay. So are you Ugandan or you are in US but you are Ugandan, or you are Ugandan who want to visit other African country or Ghana? Let me know. You can send me message on uncutafricalive@gmail.com. You can send me a message at uncutafricalive@gmail.com. And you can also send me WhatsApp on 0243082186. 0243. You can, I should add Ghana code, country code, which is +233 0243. So it's +233 0243082186. That's it. You can send me WhatsApp. You can call me for us to discuss about anything you want to know about Ghana, you want to know about Africa, and I'll respond. So Belewa Alima, you, my brother, and Robert Epps, thank you. Jackie, thank you for joining us. Edward Mitchell, thank you for joining us. OB32, thank you for joining me. Nefertem, you are, thanks for joining me. Lawrence Strickland, thanks for joining me. And a whole lot of people that joined me. Ganja Farmer, thanks for joining me. And I do appreciate anyone that joined me. And Sun 360, thanks for joining me. Woodrow Llewellyn, thanks for joining me. And anyone that joins me today, I do appreciate all your support. I do appreciate everything that you have been doing to support this channel. I'm on my way to 100,000 subscribers. So I want you to share my channel for me to hit 100,000. I wish I can hit it before the end of the month. I will really appreciate it. So if you love my content, just share on your platforms, share on your status for people to also join this community that we are building. I'm building a studio. I'm building a whole full studio, which is just I'm going to use it for African content. I'm building a studio, so you should support me to build this studio. And you can support me not by your money, but you can also support me by sharing this, sharing my video links on your platforms, and the more people watch, the more YouTube is going to recommend it to other people, and we are going to have a great time out there. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I do appreciate you. I don't know the time that will favor my viewers. I'm in Ghana, so around this time it's a little late here. It's 11. So I want to know the time that favors my viewers. But I think now, if I'm coming live, I'll come around 9 GMT, and I think 9 GMT or 10 GMT, because I know most of my viewers are diasporans, and the time around that time favors them, and that's what I'm going to do. So thanks everyone that has watched me, and thanks everyone that has also contributed their comment on the platforms. I'll try and be back. I don't know if I say tomorrow, but I may do, but I'll try and be back again. Just turn on my notifications so that when I'm coming on live, you are going to receive notification and join. I'll be back. If not tomorrow, I'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. I'm your guy, De-Graft Amoako. De-Graft Amoako. And also, you can join my Telegram link. When you go to my long content videos, you go to the description box, you will see Telegram link. Click on it. Join us. Join that community. We are still building it to have a well-impactful, discussion on that platform. Thanks. I salute you. My name is De-Graft Amoako. Thanks.